Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Adventures of one obsessed nutrition coach on a mission to create a world where food makes us better. Today's Monday, and as usual, on Monday, we will be talking about some coaching strategy or lesson or a tip that I'd like to share with you to use it to improve some area of your life, some area of your behavior and personal effectiveness and productivity. So today we're talking about self-coaching and to be a healthy, well human being, all of us need to be able to do some sort of self-coaching, or put it in other words, self-check-ins. And then after you do those self-check-ins, we need to adjust things to get us to a better place. So what do I exactly mean by self-coaching, self-check-ins? Life can get really busy. We can get all sorts of problems and stressors and things that makes us going and sometimes makes our whole existence mindless, or just we keep running, we keep going, we keep doing things, and very often we might forget to take care about our own selves, about health foundation, health essentials, about foundation of well-being, and we start feeling not so good. So at least once a week, I personally do self-check-ins. On Sundays, on Mondays, that's when it usually happens, depending like how my schedule goes this specific week. And check in, what does it look like? So basically look at the week that passed, and I ask myself, like, how did I do? And how am I feeling right now? Physically, mentally, emotionally. Am I feeling good overall? Like when I wake up, what is my overall feeling? Like, am I feeling uplifted, energetic, positive, really looking forward to my day? Has this been the default for the past week? Or am I feeling a little bit more negative, a little bit more or less energetic? Just when you wake up, at that moment, guys, how have you been feeling for the past week or two? Or, when did you do last check-in with yourself? So how have you been feeling when you wake up? How are you feeling this morning? How was it like this morning when you woke up? Did you feel like you were looking forward to the day ahead? Like you wanted to start it and you couldn't wait to, start your life on this specific day, this specific morning? Was there at least one thing you were really, honestly and genuinely looking forward to? So that's what, the basic check-in looks like. How are your energy levels when you wake up? How's your mood? Is it more uplifted, more positive, or are there more negative thinking and things, thoughts like, oh, I have to do this today, and that has been going on for a while, or like another day and another, I don't know, another day of solving problems and going through different issues? Or like, how's your mood overall when you wake up? How has it been over the past week, couple of weeks, maybe months? Then how's your quality of sleep? How has it been lately? Do you wake up feeling refreshed and full of energy and you're ready to go and you don't need any alarm? Do you wake up during your sleep? Do you have dreams? How does it feel? Like, do you feel like the quality of your sleep is really amazing, or not really? And when you wake up, you're not feeling that energetic and you feel like you'd like to stay in bed more and you need alarm or a couple of alarms to wake you up. How does it feel? Like, how is it feeling? How has it been feeling for you? Like the quality of your sleep. Your social life or social drive, Have you been feeling more or less social than your usual self? Usually, when we people thrive, we are quite social creatures. Now, that being said, always have our default mode. Like some people are really, really social, some people are not so. That's why we kind of divide people into two groups, extroverts and introverts. So some people have more social interactions naturally than other people. That's okay. But compared to your normal self when you were at your best, like, is it better? Is your social life more social, so to speak, or is it less social? If it's less, that might be an indication that you're not doing as well, because as social creatures, we tend to be less social when we are feeling not so good ourselves, not so well taken care of, or we might even be going down with something, and that also will make us less social. Now, of course, this time it's quarantine or self-isolation, and it's not really the time to be super social face-to-face content when it comes to face-to-face meetings. But have you been social otherwise, virtually? Have you been connecting with your friends, with your loved ones, with your family? And if not, maybe it's time to do so. But anyhow, like, how have you been feeling lately? That's another part of self-check-in socially. Your workouts, if you're someone who works out consistently, then you might notice that in some during some periods of your life you are more energetic, you feel like you can give more to your workouts, and during some periods you feel like you just barely showing up. Like, how has that been lately? And that also might be an indication of your overall well-being and how much energy you have available, mental, emotional, and physical, because working out usually it's still a little bit of stress. So if your brain, if your body, they somehow sense that you might be going through stressful times, or there is not too much energy available, or you're just neglecting yourself, then your workouts might suffer too. So this is a self-checking checklist for those of you guys who've never done that before. And I recommend to do that again every week. So ask yourself, like, how's my mood? How's my energy levels? How's my thinking, positive or negative, when I wake up and throughout the day? How's my quality of sleep? Has it been lately? How's my social life? How has it been lately? Have I been social or not so much? Do I feel like my social life is suffering at the moment? How are your workouts? How strong or not strong they are? How motivated you feel to do the workouts, to do the exercise? And then you kind of make overall conclusion. Like, am I feeling better? Am I feeling great? Am I feeling worse? Like, how, based on what you just, all the questions that you just asked yourself, like, how overall are you feeling? How have you been feeling for the past week, couple of weeks? And then if the answer is, not so good, or could have been better, or really not feeling my best, really not feeling well, if I'm honest with myself. So if the answer is one of those, if the answer is not, I'm feeling great, everything is good, I'm honestly feeling as good as I usually do or better. If the answer is any different from that, then you need to look at foundational health practices or foundational self-care to improve how you're feeling and to start feeling better. Because the better you feel, the more energy you have, the more of best self you are feeling on a regular basis, the more and better you can show up for your life, for other people, for your work, and to make anything happen in your life. And feeling good feels good. So what should you look at when you start feeling not so good? Number one, sleep. Guys, I couldn't stress it strong enough how important sleep is for our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Sleep, nature designed it not randomly, but for a reason. Like 8 hours of sleep, it's been with us through so many thousands and millions of years of evolution. Almost all animals have some sort of sleep. It's important. When we neglect it, everything else suffers. Physical well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being. So guys, sleep quality. Have you been neglecting that? Have you been watching Netflix or TVs or being on social media later than usual? Have you been not sleeping on the same schedule? Did you develop poor pre-bed routine? Like, are you on your social media or doing something similar or watching TV all the time before going to bed? Do you sleep enough hours? When you go to bed, how much you sleep, what's your pre-bed routine? Look at those areas and start improving them. If the quality of your sleep suffers, if you became a sloppy sleeper, going to bed at 12 at night one day, maybe 3 a.m. the next day, and I don't know, 9 p.m. The next day, like, have you become a sloppy sleeper? So look at that first and foremost. And then if your sleep habits, sleep schedule is suffering right now, then start changing it. Start sleeping on the same schedule. Make sure that you do not expose yourself to blue lights or bright lights at night. 1 hour before your sleeping time, start getting ready for bed. Turn off all the social media, all the screens. Stop doing anything that might make you more awaken. Start doing things that will prepare you naturally for bed. Maybe reading, listening to some music, dim the lights, get off all the social media, off all the screens. Don't eat too late. Make sure that you don't drink caffeine in any form or eat it. Don't consume caffeine close to your bedtime. I recommend stopping all caffeine at 12 p.m. at night or so. So sleep, look at that and start improving it. Diet, nutritional habits, guys, eating habits. They also affect our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Like, how are your eating habits? Are you eating your vegetables? Are you eating on schedule? Are you fasting enough hours, or just sitting, at home in your apartment and eating whenever, whatever? Like, how are your eating habits? Are you eating enough nutritious foods containing omega-3 fatty acids, zinc, vitamin C, all the vitamins and minerals? There are so many that our body needs. Like, how's your eating habits? How are they? How are you doing with your eating habits? So check in with yourself, because even quarantine, self-isolation, it doesn't cancel your needs for certain nutrients and for certain habits to make sure that your gut health stays intact. So eating, it can affect so many aspects of our well-being and our sleep, including, guys. It goes hand in hand. So look at your diet. And if you, by the way, if you need any advice, feel free to reach out with questions on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, whenever you find me. So diet. Then your exercise habits, guys. Have you stopped exercising because you're stuck at home now? Are you going out for walks if you are able to at the moment? Do you move, or do you just sit at the same spot all the time? How are your exercise habits, guys? Figure out a way to still exercise, but also don't overdo it either. You still need to recover. Don't just train. Do the regular thing, train and then recover and sleep well, and don't train too much. Some people manage to do that even in quarantine, just training too much and then not recovering and being in that stressed mode all the time. So make sure that you have variety, that you move, that you work out. If you can walk, go for walks more often. So exercise habits. How are your exercise habits? How have they been? Your social life. Yeah, even if you can't, go out and meet people, have you been connecting with people who you care about, you, your family, your friends, your loved ones? How are your relationships with important people in your life? If you haven't been investing into them actively, then look at the ways how you can do that, how you can call people, do FaceTime or Zoom meetings, how maybe you can have coffee like I did this weekend with few friends over Zoom, and we just talked about how things are, and just what we usually do, just check in with ourselves and see how we are all doing. So social life, make sure that you do take care of that too, and you don't neglect it just because you're stuck in your house. And then recreational activities, connecting with nature. If you're able to go out and get in nature, do so. It's proven by many studies that it affects positively our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. It helps us to de-stress, to recover. It helps us to feel better, happier, connected to the world around us. So get out in nature, but also don't forget to do some other fun hobbies that you might enjoy. Maybe play some music, maybe read some magazine that you've been wanting to read for a while. Maybe try knitting or cross stitching or drawing like I restarted last week. Don't neglect those activities because they are a part of our well-being, recreation, doing things just for fun. Maybe do some online dance class. Maybe start cooking something. For every person it's different, guys, but it's a part of our well-being. So let's recap. If you did these self-check-ins, and the most important aspect of self-check-in is, I guess, just asking yourself, how am I doing honestly? When I wake up, do I have a lot of energy? Am I looking forward to the day ahead? How's my thinking lately? Am I more positive or negative in my thoughts? So check that with yourself. And then if you are anything less than I'm awesome, I'm good, everything is going amazing and good, and I'm looking forward to each and every day. If that's anything less and you're feeling not as usual self, not so well, then look at your sleep, look at your nutritional habits, look at your exercise habits, your social life, and your recreational activities. Look at all of those areas and see what you might have been neglecting and what might need the most work. Now, you might have been neglecting all of them, and approaching or attempting to improve all of them might feel like it's overwhelming. So start with the one that feels like you've been neglecting the most. And for every one of us, it can be different thing. So look at those areas: your sleep, your nutritional habits, your eating habits, your exercise, your social life, your recreational activities, and connecting with nature. Look at those aspects and see what you've been neglecting the most, and start addressing it. Because if you change nothing, it's not going to get better. It's just going to get worse, guys. That's the sad true about our life, I guess. If we don't actively work on something, if we don't do anything to maintain it at least, or to make it better, it usually gets worse, not better. Now, there are some exceptions, but usually that's the case. If we don't work on things, things get worse. We're either growing or dying. Even to maintain things as they are, we need to work on them. So look at that, do self-check-in today, and see if you need to work on some aspects of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being, guys, because it's your life and you want to feel good every day of your life. And self-check-ins, and then addressing areas that you've been neglecting, that will help you. That will help you, and that should be part of everybody's life or routine. I recommend doing it once a week. You can do it every morning. You can do it once in 2 weeks. I wouldn't do it less frequently than that. So today, when you hear this, share this episode with another person who might have been neglecting their health, their well-being too. Do the self-check-in for yourself. Maybe do it with your partner, with your family, with your friend. So do the self-check-in, share this episode. And as usual, guys, thank you for tuning in. And till next time, eat better. daily.